We are delighted to have you join us today. May God bless you abundantly and fill your hearts with His peace.
Before you watch, please know that this video is based on a true life event. It portrays the real struggles and decisions faced by a family in a challenging situation. We hope it resonates with you and prompts thoughtful discussion.
You know, Mary, I've been thinking a lot about how far we've come as a family. Raising Jude and John hasn't been easy, but it's been worth it.
Absolutely, Carter. I remember those sleepless nights when they were babies, the endless energy when they were toddlers, and now, the challenges of guiding them as teenagers. It feels like we've been through it all.
I still remember the time Jude had that science project due and we stayed up until 2 a.m. helping him build that model. And John, with his soccer practices and the tournaments. It's been a wild ride.
Yes, and Jude was so proud of that project. It's moments like those that make all the struggles worth it. And John's determination on the field, despite the losses, has taught him so much about resilience.
I remember when John broke his leg during that one match. It was heartbreaking, but seeing how he bounced back and didn't let it define him, that was inspiring.
Oh, I remember. We were all so worried. But you're right, he showed incredible strength. And Jude, with his passion for science, sometimes I can't believe how much he's grown. He's so dedicated.
It's hard to believe they're grown up now.
I know. Time flies. I think about all the prayers and tears we've shed over them, hoping we were making the right decisions, guiding them the best we could.
We've definitely had our share of worries. Remember when Jude was struggling in school and we had to find a tutor? Or when John had those issues with his friends and we weren't sure how to help him?
Yes, I remember those times vividly. But looking back, I see how everything fell into place. It's all God. I truly believe He guided us and gave us the strength and wisdom we needed.
You're right, Mary. It's all God. There were moments I felt completely lost, not knowing what to do next. But somehow, things always worked out.
Faith has been our anchor through it all. I can't imagine doing this without believing that we weren't alone in this journey. God's hand has been evident in every step we've taken with Jude and John.
Absolutely. It's humbling to realize how much we've relied on our faith. It's been a constant reminder that we're not in control, but we're being guided by something greater.
Speaking of which, didn't you say you needed to meet with your friend about that business deal?
Oh, right. I almost forgot. Yes, I have a meeting with Mark tomorrow. We're discussing a potential partnership that could really help the business grow.
That's great. I'll be praying for that meeting to go well. It sounds like a big opportunity.
It is. Mark and I have been planning this for a while, and if it goes through, it could be a game changer. But, just like with the kids, I know we need to trust that it'll work out the way it's supposed to.
Exactly. And remember, whatever happens, we'll face it together. Just like we've faced everything else.
Thanks, Mary. Your support means everything to me. We've faced so many challenges and come out stronger. I have no doubt that whatever comes our way, we'll handle it together.
Always. We've built a strong foundation with our faith and our love. That's something that can withstand anything.
You're right. Here's to the future, whatever it may hold. We've got each other, and that's all we need.
Here's to us, and to God guiding us through every step of the way.
Hey Mark, thanks for meeting up before our big meeting. I wanted to go over a few things regarding the business deal. No problem. It's always good to make sure we're on the same page. So, how are you feeling about everything? I'm optimistic. This partnership could really expand our market reach. But, of course, there are always risks involved. We need to be prepared for all scenarios. Agreed. I've been reviewing the financials and projections. If we can negotiate favorable terms, this could be a game changer for both our businesses. That's what I'm hoping for. I've been thinking about potential challenges and how we can address them. We should be ready to discuss any concerns they might have. Definitely. We need to show them that we've thought this through and that it's a win-win for everyone involved. By the way, I've been meaning to tell you something. Very soon, I'm planning to establish my only son in the business. He loves what I'm doing and wants to follow in my footsteps. That's great. It's always good to have family involved, especially when they're passionate about the business. But personally, I'll never do such for my two kids. They'll have to sort things out for themselves. They've both graduated, and I want them to live independent lives. Really? Are you sure it will be easy for them like that? The business world can be tough, and having a leg up can make a big difference. I understand your point, but I never had anyone help me when I was growing up. I had to strategize and find my own way. I believe they'll be stronger and more resilient if they carve out their own paths. That's a valid perspective. It's important for them to develop their own skills and confidence. But don't you worry about the challenges they might face? Of course, I worry. But facing challenges is part of life. I've taught them to think critically, to be resourceful, and to work hard. They have the tools they need to succeed. It's up to them to use those tools. You've definitely raised them well, Carter. I suppose it's a balance between giving them opportunities and letting them stand on their own. Exactly. I want them to know that they're capable of achieving great things on their own. I'll always be here to support them, but they need to take the initiative. I can see that. It's a tough decision, but it makes sense. Anyway, back to the business deal. We should also consider the long-term benefits and how we can sustain growth. Absolutely. Sustainability is key. We need to look beyond the immediate gains and think about how this partnership can evolve over the years. Let's make sure we highlight our commitment to long-term success during the meeting. Good point. We should also prepare some questions for them to ensure they're as committed to this as we are. If everything goes well, this could open up new avenues for us both. Agreed. Let's finalize our strategy and make sure we're ready to address any concerns they might have. With the right approach, I'm confident we can make this happen. Sounds like a plan. Let's make this deal a success. Here's to a fruitful partnership, Mark. Let's get ready to make our case. Absolutely. Together, we can achieve great things. Let's do this.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Mom, what kind of father do we have? We just finished school, and he's already refusing to give us anything we ask for. It's like he doesn't care about us at all.
Jude, I understand you're frustrated. Your father has his reasons for what he's doing, but let me talk to him and see if we can find some middle ground.
It's just so unfair, Mom. We worked hard, graduated, and now he expects us to figure everything out on our own. A little help wouldn't hurt.
I know, honey. Your dad believes in teaching you independence and resilience. He wants you and John to be able to stand on your own 2 feet without relying on us too much.
But still, it feels like he's just pushing us away. We need some support right now, not a lecture on independence.
I hear you, Jude. You're right, it's a big transition, and some support would make it easier. I'll talk to him tonight and explain how you're feeling. Maybe we can find a balance that works for everyone.
Thanks, Mom. I really appreciate it. It's just been overwhelming trying to figure out what to do next without any guidance or support from Dad.
I understand. And you're not alone in this. Your father and I love you both very much, and we want to see you succeed. Let me handle this, and we'll figure out a way to move forward together.
Okay. I trust you, Mom. I hope Dad understands how tough this is for us.
I'm sure he will once I talk to him. Sometimes, he just needs a little reminder of what it feels like to be in your shoes. We'll work this out as a family.
Thanks, Mom. That means a lot. I just want to feel like we have some support as we start this new chapter in our lives.
And you will, Jude. Your dad and I are here for you, even if it doesn't always feel that way. We'll get through this together. I've noticed you're not providing for Jude and John's needs anymore. What's going on?
Mary, they're mature enough to provide for themselves now. They've graduated. It's time for them to start figuring things out on their own.
But Carter, they haven't got any jobs yet. How do you expect them to survive this transition?
They need to learn how to stand on their own 2 feet. I didn't have anyone to help me when I was their age, and it made me stronger. They need to develop that same resilience.
I understand wanting them to be independent, but it's a different world now. They need some support to get started. Finding a job isn't as easy as it used to be.
I get that, but I don't want them to become reliant on us. They need to experience the real world and learn to navigate it themselves.
There is a balance, Carter. They need to feel supported while they're finding their footing. We can still encourage independence without leaving them to struggle completely on their own.
Maybe you're right. But I don't want to just hand everything to them. They need to work for it, understand the value of hard work and self-reliance.
Absolutely. But they also need to know that we're here for them, that they're not alone in this. It's a tough transition, and a little help can go a long way.
We'll get through this as a family.
Always, Carter. We're in this together. Let's make sure Jude and John know that too.
John, I've been thinking. I'm planning on leaving this place for a while. I need some space to figure out how to survive and what to do next. You know, Jude, I've been meaning to tell you the same thing. We can't just sit around doing nothing and expect everything to be handed to us. Exactly. It's becoming clear that we need to take action, get out of our comfort zone, and find our own way. Staying here isn't going to help us grow. Right. We need to challenge ourselves, find jobs, or even consider moving to a different city where there might be more opportunities. We have to take control of our future. I've been looking at a few places, thinking about where we could go. It's scary, but I think it's necessary. We need to start building our own lives. I agree. We've got to stop relying on Mom and Dad so much. They've given us a lot, but it's time we step up and take responsibility for ourselves. Yeah, it's about time we prove to ourselves and to them that we can do this. We need to leave our comfort zone and push ourselves to succeed. So, where are you thinking of going? I've been considering a few cities with good job markets. Maybe somewhere not too far, so we can still visit home easily but far enough to really start fresh. That sounds like a solid plan. I'll start looking into opportunities as well. We can support each other through this transition. Definitely. We're in this together, John. We can make this work if we stay focused and determined. It's time to take that leap. Agreed. Let's start planning and make this happen. We need to show ourselves and everyone else that we can do it. Let's do it. Here's to new beginnings and making our own way. Here's to stepping out of our comfort zone and creating our future. We've got this, Jude. We do. Let's make it happen, brother. Excuse me, sir. We're here to apply for a position at your factory. We've heard good things about this place, and I'm really interested in joining your team. I appreciate your interest, but unfortunately, we've already recruited all the employees we needed for this round. We understand, but we want to assure you that we are very hardworking. My brother and I are dedicated and willing to put in the effort to excel. We will perform very well if given the chance. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but as I said, we've already filled all the positions we needed. There aren't any openings at the moment. I see. Is there any possibility that you might need more staff in the near future? We're willing to start in any capacity, even on a trial basis, to prove our worth. I understand your eagerness, and I admire your determination. However, our current staffing levels meet our needs completely. I recommend checking back in a few months or looking into other opportunities in the area. Thank you for your time and consideration. We'll keep looking and hope that perhaps something might open up here in the future. You're welcome. Good luck with your job search, and don't hesitate to check back with us periodically. Opportunities do come up from time to time. We appreciate that. Have a good day, sir. You too, John and Jude. Take care. You know, despite all the challenges, this new location does seem to offer more opportunities than we've found elsewhere. Yeah, I agree. If it weren't for that, we might have considered going back home by now. We've been moving around so much, trying to find a job and settle down somewhere. I've been missing Mom a lot lately. It's tough being away from her and not having her support. Same here, John. Mom's always been there for us, and it's hard not having her around to talk to when things get tough. You know, I don't think I can say the same about missing Dad. He practically sent us to the street to survive on our own. It's hard to forgive him for that. Yeah, Dad's approach has been tough, but I think he believes in tough love. He wants us to learn to stand on our own feet, even if it means pushing us out of our comfort zone. I get that, but sometimes it feels like he's more interested in proving a point than actually helping us succeed. But you're right, we need to focus on the future and keep pushing forward. Exactly. We can't change the past, but we can control our future. Let's keep pushing. I know we'll arrive one day at our destination if we keep believing in ourselves and working hard. Agreed. Let's keep our eyes on the prize and not let anything hold us back. We're in this together, and I believe we can make it through anything as long as we have each other.
Absolutely. Together, we're unstoppable. Let's keep pushing forward, no matter what challenges come our way. We'll get there, I know it.
3 months later.
I met a man yesterday who's willing to help us out. He's offered us a job, but there's a catch.
Oh? What's the catch?
Well, he wants both of us to work as cashiers, but he's also giving us the responsibility of managing all the sales reports.
That sounds like a great opportunity, John. We've been struggling for so long, and finally, we have someone willing to give us a chance.
Yeah, I thought so too. It's not exactly what we had in mind, but it's a foot in the door. Plus, managing the sales reports could give us valuable experience and skills for the future.
Exactly. We have to start somewhere, and this could be the stepping stone we need to get to where we want to be.
I'm glad you see it that way, Jude. I was a bit hesitant at first, but knowing that you're on board makes me feel more confident about this opportunity.
We're in this together. We've always had each other's backs, and that's not going to change now. Let's give it our all and make the most of this chance.
Agreed. Let's show this man what we're capable of. With hard work and determination, we can turn this opportunity into something even greater.
Absolutely. I'm excited to see where this journey takes us. We've come a long way, and I have a feeling that our perseverance is finally starting to pay off.
Here's to new beginnings and seizing every opportunity that comes our way.
Cheers to that, John. Let's make the most of this chance and keep moving forward, one step at a time. Did you see how the boss is treating Jude and John lately? It's like they're his golden boys or something. Yeah, I noticed. It's not fair. We've been busting our butts for years, and he never treated us like that. Exactly. And now these newbies come in, and suddenly, they're getting all the attention and special treatment. It's infuriating. I've had it with this favoritism. They don't deserve it. Agreed. It's time we make things a bit more difficult for them around here. Let's start making the workplace inconvenient for them. Yeah, let's see how they handle a taste of what we've been dealing with for years. Maybe then they'll realize they're not so special after all. And if they get frustrated and leave, well, that's just fine by me. I'm tired of seeing them get all the perks while we get nothing. Absolutely. Let's make it clear that they're not welcome here if they're going to be treated like royalty while the rest of us are ignored. It's time they learn that respect and rewards are earned, not given freely. Let's show them what it means to be part of this team. Agreed. Let's make some changes around here and see how they like it. What has happened here? I distinctly remember leaving a significant amount of money on my desk the other day. Perhaps I misplaced it. But it's unlike me to be so careless with such a large sum. Well, let me ask either Jude or John. They're usually very responsible and trustworthy. They must have noticed it and kept it safe for me. It's times like these that I'm grateful for having reliable employees. I'll have to remember to thank them for their honesty and diligence. Jude, I need to ask you something important. Did you happen to see the money I left on my desk before I went to see off one of our suppliers? No, I didn't, boss. I only came into your office when I needed something, and I believe I have access to it. But you know it's only you and John who have access to my office. You both have keys to the door. Yes, that's true, but I swear I didn't see any money on your desk when I wasn't there. Well, someone took it, and I find it hard to believe that it could have been anyone else but the two of you. Boss, please believe me when I say we didn't take it. We wouldn't do something like that. I'm sorry, Jude, but I can't ignore the facts. If neither you nor John provide that money, I'll have no choice but to involve the authorities and get you both arrested for theft. Please, don't do this. We didn't take the money, I swear. We wouldn't risk our jobs and our reputation for something like that.
We're telling you the truth, boss. We didn't take the money. I don't know who did, but it wasn't us.
I want to believe you, but I need that money back. If you or John know anything about it, now's the time to come clean. I'll give you both until the end of the day to think about it. If that money isn't returned by then, I'll have no choice but to take further action.
All right, let's get down to it. We have reason to believe that the two of you were involved in the theft of money from your boss's office. Now, I can make this easy for you if you just cooperate and confess.
Officer, we didn't do it. We swear.
Yeah, we wouldn't steal from our boss. We've worked hard for him, and we wouldn't risk everything for some money.
Look, I understand you might be scared, but it's best to come clean now before this gets out of hand. Confess, and we can work something out.
We're telling you the truth, officer. We didn't take the money. We don't know who did, but it wasn't us. Yeah, we've been through a lot to get to where we are. We wouldn't ruin everything by stealing.
You're really going to stick to that story, huh? All right, fine. But just know that the evidence is against you, and if you don't confess now, things are going to get a lot worse for you.
We understand, officer. But we're not going to confess to something we didn't do. We'll cooperate with your investigation, but we won't admit to a crime we didn't commit.
Suit yourselves. But mark my words, if you're lying to me, you'll regret it. Now, I'll be keeping an eye on you too. Don't try anything funny.
Understood, officer. We'll do everything we can to prove our innocence. I can't believe we're in this situation. We've really been through a lot. Yeah, it feels like we're stuck in a nightmare that we can't wake up from. I never thought we'd end up in a jail cell. And it's not just that. It's the fact that our boss doesn't seem to believe us. It's like he's already made up his mind that we're guilty. I know, right? We've worked so hard for him, and now it feels like all that effort was for nothing. He doesn't even want to hear our side of the story. It's frustrating beyond words. We don't know what our fate will be, and it's terrifying. I keep thinking about all the plans we had, all the dreams we were chasing. And now it feels like everything's slipping away from us. I never imagined things would turn out like this. It's like our lives have been turned upside down in an instant. But we can't lose hope, Jude. We have to stay strong and keep fighting for our innocence. We know the truth, and we have to make sure it comes out. You're right, John. We can't give up now, no matter how bleak things may seem. We have to believe that justice will prevail. We'll get through this together, Jude. We've faced tough times before, and we've always come out stronger on the other side. Yeah, you're right. We'll weather this storm, no matter how rough it gets. We'll keep fighting until the truth comes out and our names are cleared. That's the spirit, Jude. We won't let the setback define us. We'll rise above it and prove our innocence, no matter what it takes. Absolutely. We'll get through this. We just have to stay strong and keep believing in ourselves. You know, John, this situation reminds me of a story from the Bible. Do you remember the story of Paul and Silas? Yeah, I remember. Weren't they imprisoned unjustly? But then there was an earthquake, and they were set free? That's the one. Despite being in chains and facing a seemingly hopeless situation, they didn't lose faith. They prayed to the Lord, and He miraculously set them free from their bondage. It's an incredible story of faith and divine intervention. But how does it relate to our situation? Well, I can't help but feel a connection to their plight. Like Paul and Silas, we find ourselves unjustly imprisoned, facing uncertainty and adversity. But just as they prayed for deliverance, I believe we can do the same. You mean pray to the Lord for our freedom? Exactly. We may feel helpless right now, but we serve a God who is mighty and compassionate. If we earnestly seek His help and believe in His power, He can intervene in our situation and set us free from this bondage. That's a comforting thought, Jude. I guess we just have to put our trust in the Lord and pray for His intervention. Yes. Let's pray together, asking the Lord to deliver us from this ordeal and grant us the freedom and justice we seek. Amen. Lord, please set us free from the bondage of this unjust imprisonment. We put our trust in You and believe in Your power to intervene on our behalf. Amen.
Few days later.
I must apologize, sir. The products you ordered arrived late, and I understand if you're disappointed.
Honestly, I wasn't even expecting the goods, considering I was unable to pay you the last time you visited.
Sir, have you forgotten? You already paid for the order, and the truck has brought all your products.
What? I must have forgotten. I don't know what's come over me lately.
It's all right, sir. We all have our moments. But there's something more urgent we need to discuss.
What is it?
You won't believe this, but I just heard about your two workers being arrested.
Yes, it's true. I suspected them of stealing money from me and had them arrested. They're brothers, and I thought they were both involved.
Oh no, that's terrible. But sir, You need to quickly work on their release. They're innocent, and it would be unjust to keep them in custody.
You're right. I acted hastily and without all the facts. I'll do everything in my power to get them released immediately. They don't deserve to be treated this way.
I'm glad to hear that, sir. It's important to rectify this mistake as soon as possible. Innocent people shouldn't suffer because of misunderstandings.
Agreed. I'll make some calls right away and ensure that they're released without further delay. Thank you for bringing this to my attention, and I apologize for any inconvenience caused.
No problem, sir. I'm just glad we could resolve this. Let's make sure justice is served, and your workers are reunited with their families as soon as possible.
This would have been a disaster, if not for the fact that the CCTV footage got damaged due to some unknown reason. I acted so hastily, jumping to conclusions without all the facts. How could I have forgotten that I already gave the cash to the supplier? It's unlike me to overlook such important details. Wait a minute. I remember now. Something happened that day that must have distracted me and made me forget about the payment. Perhaps I was dealing with an urgent issue or a personal matter that took my attention away from the transaction. Regardless, it's clear that I let my emotions get the best of me, and I made a grave mistake. I need to learn from this experience and ensure that I never rush to judgment without considering all the evidence in the future. Jude, John, I want to apologize to both of you. I acted rashly and unjustly, and I deeply regret what happened. It's been a difficult time for us. We've faced hardships and accusations that were unfair. We've really suffered. I understand. And I'm truly sorry for the pain and distress I've caused you both.
We appreciate your apology, boss.
But is there anything you can do to make things right? Yes, there is. I'm ready to compensate you for everything you've been through. I have a business in New York, a big and well-known restaurant, that was managed there by my late wife. It cost us a lot of money, but I'm willing to hand it over to you. Wait, you mean the restaurant will be ours? Yes. It will be yours. I'll sponsor everything you need to make it function again. Consider it my way of making amends for what happened. We're speechless. This is more than we could have ever hoped for. We never expected this kind of generosity from you. You deserve it, Jude, John. I'm truly sorry for what happened, and I hope this can be the start of a new chapter for both of you. Can you believe it? After all the suffering we've been through, it feels like God has finally come through for us.
Yeah, it's been a long and difficult journey, but it seems like things are finally looking up for us.
You know, there's a Bible verse that comes to mind. It's from Psalm 30, verse 5. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning.
That's a powerful verse. It's a reminder that even in our darkest moments, there is hope for a brighter tomorrow.
Exactly. It speaks to the idea that our trials and tribulations are temporary. No matter how difficult things may seem, there is always the promise of joy and restoration on the horizon.
It's a message of perseverance and faith. Even when we feel like giving up, we can hold on to the hope that God will bring about a new day filled with blessings and happiness.
You know what? I think you're right. The recent miracle we experienced just made it clear that God has a plan for us, even in our suffering.
Exactly, Jude. We may not always understand why we have to endure hardship, but we can trust that God is working everything together for our good. We just have to keep trusting Him and following His lead.
Mary, I just don't know what to do anymore. Things aren't flowing like they used to. It's like everything's just stuck.
You're not letting anyone down. We all go through tough times, and it's okay to struggle. What matters is that you're doing your best. We'll get through this together.
Thanks, Mary. I really needed to hear that. I guess I just need to keep pushing and hope things turn around soon.
Exactly. One step at a time. We're in this together, and we'll find a way to make it work. Just don't be too hard on yourself, okay?
I'll try. Thanks for being here for me. It means a lot.
Always, Carter. We'll make it through, no matter what. John and Jude haven't looked back since they left for New York. Anyways, I pray they receive more favor and that God's protection should be upon them.
I am a man of integrity, and I can't be looking up to those boys to take care of me. I've been taking care of my home even before they were born. Although I need help, not from them. I will take care of myself and my wife.
We need to send some money back home. Things must be tough for Mom and Dad right now.
Agreed.
We'll send something to her account as soon as possible. At least this way, we can help without making Dad feel like he has to rely on us.
Exactly. It's important to support them without undermining Dad's sense of responsibility. Let's get this sorted quickly.
I'll set up the transfer tonight. Mom will appreciate it, and it'll help them get through this rough patch.
Perfect. Hopefully, this will ease some of their burdens.
I noticed you paid off the bills and bought a lot of groceries. Where did you get the money for all this?
Jude and John sent some money to my account. They wanted to help us out.
Why would they send it to your account and not mine? Do they think I can't take care of my own family?
Calm down. They just wanted to help us without making you feel pressured. They know how much you pride yourself on taking care of us.
But sending it to you behind my back? It feels like they don't respect me or trust me to handle things. I'm their father, for crying out loud.
They do respect you, Carter. They just didn't want to add to your stress. They thought this would be the best way to support us discreetly.
Discreetly? It feels like a slap in the face. Like I'm some sort of charity case. I can't believe they went behind my back like this.
Please try to see it from their perspective. They care about us and wanted to help in a way that wouldn't hurt your pride. They love you and respect you. This was their way of showing it.
I don't know, Mary. It just doesn't sit right with me. I don't want to rely on them. I should be the one taking care of this family.
And you are, Carter. You've always taken care of us. But everyone needs help sometimes, and it's okay to accept it. We're all in this together.
Hey, I've come to you for help. Things have not been going smoothly, and I really need your assistance. Of course, I'll help you. But tell me, why are you so desperate? Aren't your children doing well? I heard Jude and John are really doing great. They are doing well, but their mother has turned them against me. They sent money to her account without even letting me know. It feels like they don't trust me anymore. Take it easy. I'm sure they're just trying to help in the best way they know how. It doesn't mean they've turned against you. I hope you're right. It's just hard to accept. I've always prided myself on being the one to take care of the family. Now, I feel like I'm losing control. It's understandable to feel that way, but sometimes we all need a little help, even from those we least expect. Don't let pride get in the way of your relationships with your family. They care about you, and so do I. Thanks. I appreciate your support. I'm going to eat with the money my friend gave me. I'll be fine on my own.
Welcome home, Carter. Dinner is ready.
Thanks, but I'm okay.
That's strange. You've never said that before. Are you sure you're fine?
Nothing is wrong with me. Don't worry about it.
We need to finalize our plans for opening the new restaurant and bar. It's going to be big.
Agreed. But hey, we haven't paid Andrew for the supplies he provided for the last project.
Right? We should take care of that. We can't forget our obligations.
And let's make sure we send money to Mom next week. She's been struggling, and we promised to help out.
I remember Mom mentioning that Dad was upset we sent her money and not him.
Once we send to her, the rest isn't a big deal. Mom needs it more anyway.
You're right. Let's make sure Mom is taken care of first. The rest will fall into place.
You're not looking healthy. Are you feeling okay?
Honestly, Mary, I haven't been feeling fine lately.
Let's not wait any longer. We need to go to the hospital right away. Your health is too important to ignore.
Mary, I'm afraid Carter will need surgery to save his life.
Oh no, doctor. How serious is it?
It's quite serious, but the surgery has a good chance of success.
What about the cost?
I won't lie to you, Mary. It will cost a lot of money.
We'll do whatever it takes. Carter's life is priceless.
I admire your determination. We'll schedule the surgery as soon as possible.
Carter, the doctor said they'll need to do surgery to help you, but it's going to cost a lot of money. I'm thinking of calling our children to help.
Mary, if you don't want us separated, don't ask them for any help because of my health.
But Carter, where do you plan to get such a huge amount of money?
Don't worry about that. We'll figure something out. Mary, I've explained what we need to do before, but you refused to come.
I know, doctor. I regret not coming earlier.
Your husband rushed here today. and he's in critical condition.
Oh no, I had no idea it had gotten this bad.
We need to act fast. The surgery is urgent.
I understand. I'll get you the money soon.
We have tried our best, but I'm sorry to say,
Is he?
he's gone.
No, no.
Take heart, Mary. May God console you in this difficult time.
Who do you think is to blame for the unfortunate outcome in this story? Carter, Mary, or John and Jude? Share your views and thoughts on the situation.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.